Hi, hello guys. How's everybody going? Today we're gonna talk about labeling and some other stuff, just to wrap up. Okay. Okay. So label points, and first let's talk about points. Because when you create a gradient plan, there's some important, you know, points, coordinates. You want to identify to show people, how high was at this point, right? For example, we have a point here. Usually what we do is we can right click and just right click and then go to properties, and then you will have point label style, right? Right now it's default, and you actually can change, for example, descriptions, because every point have description, right? So this is type 1. You can choose type 1. And also for this point, just select that and you can go to point label style, and you can make sure to select the right one and go to point label style, and you can choose elevation, right? So to show the elevation of it. And also you can click this point and choose elevation and description. So there are a couple ways to do. Okay. Also you can edit the format of the label. For example, just click the label, click it, and in the point label style, you can actually create and edit, right? For example, this elevation only, and you just edit current selection. There's a window come up, and you can actually look at the layout, right? For example, if you think the label is too small, you can change the label height and rotation angle. You can, let's say, 45, right? So there's different ways to do it. We click OK, you see it changed, right? So that's basically how we dealing with the point labels, right? Okay, I think that's this. So for points, we just change it individually. Okay, but this one, okay. So these three are points, right? Okay, and then I added these 3 points as, if you select that, look at the point group properties, you will see these 3 points are actually included in this point group called elevation. Alright, so see here, when you click that, you can select, right? So these are the points, right? For example, elevation, select. So this was a point group, right? To edit label is by point group properties, and then there's point style and point label style also. Or you can do is like a point style, you can change different like markers. For example, this one we can see here, different marker, right? You can change to STA, right? Different looks, right? The same with labels. I can just show the elevation only, right? I just added that before. We can just make it well, you can change back. You can change back this to 0 and change back this 0.1 and apply, go back to normal. Okay, so for point group, you can change the labels, multiple points at the same time. All right, it's very useful when you have multiple points. For example, you have trees, right? This is the points you want to plant trees, or right, or like water holes, water fountains, just some landmarks, pretty cool landmarks you want to highlight in your plan. Okay, things like that. Alignment styles and labels. For example, I have an alignment created here. You can see usually every alignment, they have straight lines, they have a curve, and here you can see in the outside they have like extension of the curve, and these are all the stations, right? You actually change that. All right, when you select, for example, when you select these stations, let's see here, this is what we call major station. Okay, so usually what we do, just click it and just hit alignment properties. Then you will find you can define, for example, if you want to change to proposed, you change the color, right? If you change to existing, just change to different lines, right? And if you go back to basic, that's what we were before, right? So alignment property is just show the what this line looks like, all right? And also when you select these labels, you can actually right click and go to alignment labels, and you will see different labels, right? We have major station, which is here, and you can actually change the increment. Okay, right now it's 100, we can change that to 300, for example. When we apply, you'll see here every 300 we have a station. Okay, minor station, we can move that, change that to, for example, if we change that to 100, then it all changed, right? Geometry points, you can, if you want, you can change that too. Like these are the geometry points, right? You can change to different ones. All right. If we you can change the labels, you know, the size of the text, you know, line weight, color of lines, things like that. Okay. Pretty cool. So alignment, we covered that, and profile. Okay, once we have alignment, we can create a profile, right? Let me create a profile here. Let's create a profile. This was a profile, right? And I can create profile. Draw some lines, right? Alright, so this is our profile. The profile I created. Once we have a profile, we can change the labels and the settings, how it should look, right? You just need it. So this grid is what we call here, profile view, right? And this line, this specific line, are profile. Okay, so we could click the grid. You can just right click and edit profile view style. Alright, so you can change, for example, this was the graph, this vertical exaggeration. So actually, if you change to 5, it will be more flat. Alright, and let's just change back to 10 right now. And the grid, you can clip the vertical one and clip the horizontal, so don't have that much grid. Alright. Also, you can change the, you know, the title, the text, yeah, right? If the text height is too small, I can change it to 5. Right, so the title is bigger, and then, you know, here I can change it to 5. Right, so, and axis, right? It's all about text. I think most of them text, and you can change the interval. For example, I can change it to 300. So here it become less ticks, right? There are a lot of things you can change, like text height. If I change to 0.5, right? You can do a lot of things down here. Vertical, you can change the interval. Right now the interval is 10. You can change to 20. Then you will see some changes. Okay, changes down here, right? Then you can choose what you want to display. For example, if I don't want to display this like blue horizontal, blue geometry points, you can change that, right? So you only have the profile down there. And if you don't want some annotations, some ticks, you can cancel those also, right? So let's just apply and then click OK. So this is remember, this is a profile view, right? For profile, especially the design profile, just click and edit profile style. Okay, do a lot of things. You can choose what you want to show. For example, arrow. You can actually, just choose what you want to show. If you don't want to show the line, there's no line, right? But I think we may need that. Click OK. And for the annotation, for the labels, you can actually move it down to make it looks better. Move it down to places you think fits, and you can always right click and edit the labels, right? Yeah, for example, so for this, for example, we have slopes, things like that, right? You just click the label and click, add the label, they will show up, right? I think the pretty cool thing is line. Is kind of like this line right here, and you can change the styles by, for example, these are the lines, right? You can change, just make the text bigger. If I change to 5, apply. Then it'll become bigger, right? Right? Pretty cool. And absolutely, you can label the contour lines. For example, what you need to just click the contour lines, then you can add a label down here. There are a lot of ways to do. First is slope. You can just click whatever you want. This is 1 point. Just click and they will show you the slope. The other way is 2 point, which is here to here, right? What's the slope of that? And also you can do spot elevation, like just click anywhere, then you have an elevation down there. And the other thing is you can do contour elevation. For example, single, just click this contour, then will show elevation down there. You can also do multiple. This is pretty cool. You can just draw a line, and all the places between them, they will have, contour lines down there. Well, actually, if you want to delete the line, you just click properties, and here display contour label line, you just choose false, then it will disappear, right? Pretty cool. So it's pretty simple to me, not that hard. So we talk about this, then I think we finished the labeling. And at this point, you may wonder how to export the file. I would say when I finish a drawing in Civil 3D, I don't think it's ready to present. Okay, it's just a raw drawing or line work, what we call line work. Usually, you're trying to export your drawings in Civil 3D to Illustrator or Photoshop, since that can be relevant with graphic design, so you can make beautiful drawings after that, right? Or graphics, or board, right? So usually the best format for exporting is usually PDF. That's what I strongly suggest. So what we do, just click PDF, and you can in here export. We can choose window. Okay, the reason is it's really flexible. You just click that and click the place you want to export. Okay, and for example, I export this one. I just click save, and it's successfully exported. Let's open my Illustrator. So once I open up my Illustrator, I just find the PDF, I just export it. Then you will have the contour line. Okay, so this is the exact same contour line I just selected down there. Alright, you can change the direction of it. I think that's what we want, right? So when you select, it's in one layer. Okay, remember it was in one layer, and it's in a clip version. Okay, so what you have to do is just right click and click here, release clipping mask, and then there is a whiteboard below. So you just delete that, and then you can select individual contour lines. So usually what I do is I just select all the contour lines, and I create a new layer and drag this contour line to a new layer. So I can, so these are the labels, right? Okay, pretty cool. So we have different layers, right? So what's cool about Illustrator is you can change the color as much as you want. For example, I can change to orange, right? I can change to blue, right? And also you can choose the shape, you know. I can change different, just make it like the edge more blurred, right? And also you can choose just a lot of variations you can do. Okay, for example, this specific line, I can make it like that, right? Like that, right? So you can choose what you want, or I can make them or with a brush, right? And right, and also remember, it's really easy in Illustrator to do, like, to type, right? To draw arrows, right? Those type of things. For example, I just type right. You can do it. It's really flexible. I really strongly suggest you. You know, it's pretty cool to do all kinds of drawings. There are people who like to draw boards on, you know, Photoshop and things like that, but Illustrator is another way to do it. All right, pretty cool. Let's just cancel that, close that. Okay, we finished that. And the other thing I want to talk about is quick profile, because sometimes you may want to do sections in some places, right? For example, if you like want to draw, you just need to draw a line. If you want to draw a section,
powering off
here, right? The best way to do is just go to Analyze. There's a quick profile. You just need to just click this line, and they will, you know, you need to select the surface for sure, and click OK. And when you click it, you will have a profile made for you. Okay, exact same section with this line. Okay, quick profile, pretty easy. Okay, pretty handy tool. And the other thing is, sometimes you want to do series of sections. There's a really handy tool which is called sample line. When you click sample line, they will let you select an alignment. You just click the alignment here, and they will let you do some settings. You know, give a name, and make sure what's the, you know, what's the layer, what's the surface you want to base, which is the aerial mapping. That's the surface we want to be. Click OK, and you can just, you know, click, just draw sections on this line and choose what you do. But the really cool way to do this is you can actually go to by range of stations, and you can choose how many stations you want to do by change the increment. Okay, for example, this one is 50, right? Then click OK. You'll see they can help you create a series of section lines. All right, and you can check. You can, there are a lot of section lines. All right. Then when you click section views, create multiple views, and just choose this sample line, right? We only have one sample line, which is just what I created, and you just click next, and you will have a series of sections created for you. Okay, it's really easy to, if you want to say, for example, I designed a trail and I just want to show the experience along this trail, and this just a lot of sections of the trail, right? Pretty cool. This is just an introduction about these tools. If you want to learn more, we can talk about more specifically. Okay. One last thing was feature line. I think I talked about feature line before, but I talked about before, but feature line. Let me generate a feature line here. Let's click OK. So the tool I think is really helpful is if you open up the elevation editor, right? There is elevation down here, right? There's a really cool tool called set elevation by reference. Okay, please use this tool. I think it's really cool. The reason is, for example, if there's some like a house here, right, and you're trying to figure out that this point is 2% from here, right? So you can actually set that up. For example, you just click these points, and they will ask you. You just click this, ask you like these points. They will ask you what kind of grade you want to be. For example, if I change to like -20, then you will see here it changed to -20 right now, and they will show you the elevation, the grade, the distance. Really good, cool tool. Okay, here they tell you the existing elevation, grade, and distance. When you click, you can define a new grade. For example, let's change to 30. Then they will show you they become 30, right? So it's pretty well. It's a small tool, but I think it's really useful. Just be aware of that. You have tools like this. Okay. Okay, pretty cool. I think that's it for today. Again, a lot of things I cannot talk about in detail. Just an introduction, but you can always ask me, okay, individually, and we can work with it. So that's it for today. We'll see you next time.